Dr. Aquilinius Nashilundo, our acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Kenneth Lungusi, and Dr. Clement Simuya, who are here in their capacities as executives of the Saarmste, dear LOC and TOC members, dear colleagues, IOM management, and my colleagues from the media. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you for coming to our call. Today we have the honor of having our founder, Honorable Prof. David Richard Namwanti, accompanied here by professors from very far, our sister country, South Africa, who are on mission to discuss with IOM on a matter that the chairperson will elaborate on. This is not an IOM conference, press conference. This is a Saarmste press conference. And because of that, I will call on the chairperson, Ms. Martha Nyamakuti, to come and chair this press conference. Martha, please.
To the chairman, IUM chairman, and the founder of IUM, Honorable David Richard Namwandi, our guest, Prof. Kenneth Mulungisi Koza, and all protocol observed. As it was alluded to, I'm Martha Nyamakuti, and I am the chairperson of the local organizing committee of a reputable Saarmste conference that is coming to Namibia. To just give a brief, or because Saarmste is an acronym, Saarmste stands for Southern African Association for Research in Mathematics, Science, Technology, Education. A very good morning to you all to the Saarmste briefing. The rationale, or the reason why we are here this morning, is because of a visit that is from the Saarmste executive representative, Prof. Kenneth Mulungisi Kosa and Dr. Clement Simuja. They are here this afternoon as per Saarmste mandate to come and carry out a site visit. This site visit is in line with Saarmste mandate so that they ensure that there is smooth planning and organization of this significant conference. So, of course, they have expressed and they are keen to visit IUM, and that is the main reason today, Dorado campus. And the purpose of this is just to assess the campus facility and explore available resources to ensure that, of course, it's aligned with the requirement, expectation of hosting such a reputable conference, which is Saarmste. They are here, of course, who interact with all stakeholders, including faculty members and staff. And I believe, of course, that this is going to give us a clear understanding on what Saarmste entails and what a jubilation that we should celebrate that Saarmste is coming to Namibia. Quite a blessing this afternoon, as Prof would be engaging and would be talking about Saarmste. And as Namibians, I believe we must be really proud of ourselves. The nation is expecting Saarmste come 2024 IUM is going to be used as a venue, but this is more has to do with Namibia than any other thing. So it's a clear indication that, of course, our commitment to science, to math, to research, we have made quite a stride, and Saarmste coming to Namibia speaks volume than any other thing. Without further ado, I would just maybe like to call on Prof. Ken to talk about Saarmste and what it's all about. And as he's coming forth to talk about Saarmste, I want us to look at this in the paradox of Saarmste coming to Namibia for the second time, but so more so is that history is going to be written, is going to be quite historical, because for the first time in the history of Saarmste, it's going to be collaborated by different institutions. We are collaborating with NAST, with UNAM, and we are still in negotiation with Ministry of Higher Education and Ministry of Education. What history in making we'll make as we'll ponder on the conference theme of 2024, which is rethinking relevant research in mathematics, science, and technology education for the fourth industrial revolution. Without further ado, I believe Prof. Ken will shed more light on this.
Firstly, thank you to Mr. Munyama, our chair, our Honorable Professor David Namandi, our acting VC, Dr. Nashilondo, and all the leadership on this who are present on this very important day in Namibia. It is a great, great honor for us to be here in Namibia. I never ever dreamt of this. Never ever. Therefore, I would like to start and preface my short talk with an African proverb, which you all might know, but might not be practicing it. If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. And I think this is what we are all about here today. I'd like to congratulate Professor Namwandi. I've never seen an African who has founded something so special, a child that is growing so beautiful. Thanks, Prof. We're so proud of you. We normally wait until somebody passes away, then we say all the good things. I don't think it's necessary. There are so many lessons to be learned here. As it has been said, Saarmste is an acronym. I think I must repeat it again so that people are clear about what Saarmste means. It means Southern African Association for Research in Mathematics, Science, and Technology Education. Now, the acronym itself suggests that for us to bring about community quality development in our countries, in particular in Africa, we ought to work together. Indeed, we do have Ubuntu. The spirit of Ubuntu allows us to work collectively all the time. This organization, central to which is to develop young academics, scholars, who can be able to take over the baton from those who were before them, to ensure that we have sustainable development in Africa. As you heard, that is Southern African. It deals with the SADC region. It's about us. This baby was conceptualized in 1992 in South Africa, and it was launched in 1993 at Rhodes University, where I'm a professor in science education. I'm happy to announce at this press conference that Saarmste is celebrating 30 years now. And the celebration is taking place in Namibia. Namibians should be proud of themselves for hosting this prestigious, important conference. I must say upfront that this is a non-profit organization. It does not make business, it does not make money. All what it wants is to see people growing together and flourishing. Of course, we should be asking ourselves some hard questions. What is it that we need to do together as Africans to ensure that Africa is on the map? Africa thrives. Africa can do things on its own, is not dependent on other people. For that to happen, we need to be holding hands and working together. We need to be sharing the main resources that we have, both human resources and capital resources. We should share all the time. And as I said earlier on, sharing is not a foreign concept to Africans. Africans are born to share, and we've been breastfed by Ubuntu, by our beautiful mothers. So we need to take that Ubuntu into a space of promoting research. I'm speaking here on behalf of the president of Saarmste, Tulsimo, who could not be here, and who has asked me to apologize for him. And he delegated this task to me, and I said, I'm more than happy to champion this. We need champions for these things to happen. For example, this year at the Saarmste conference in Bloemfontein, we had 4 representatives from Namibia. And that is none other than our chair, Ms. Martha Nyamakuti, Dr. Angela Sliveve, who could not be here, Mr. Tasara Manamike, and Ms. Esther Shinana. They presented at the conference to say that Namibia is ready to host the Saarmste conference in 2024. Namibia last hosted the Saarmste conference in 2005. Sadly, I couldn't come at that time, but I was already very much actively involved in Saarmste. However, what is unique about 2023, as Ms. Nyamakuti has explained, that we are working together. IUM, UNAM, NAST, and of course the Ministry of Education and NIED, which is hosting Rhodes University's activities. They have decided to write history on the wall and work together and hold hands. I hope that the world, and Africa in particular, will learn lessons from this. Because it is so sad that we don't work together, we don't collaborate. Yet if we want to do things that are making a difference in the lives of our people, in the lives of our students. We really need to be working together more. So we applaud those 4 representatives who drove all the way to Bloemfontein to represent our beautiful country. We hope that you will all embrace this initiative, innovation of working together, of hosting this conference. Of course, a conference cannot be a conference without delegates. We urge you all in the field of maths, science, technology, education. I hope in future we'll add the E to make it Saarmste, because environment is part of us. So if you are environmental education, you can submit a paper and submit something so that you can present at this conference. And of course, because it's at your back door, we assume that you'll be able to dominate the conference. We expect more Namibians to be at this conference. So we have to make hay when the sun shines. Start now. The first announcement is already out now. And please go to the Saarmste website, get the announcement, follow the procedures. Don't be afraid about what you'll be presenting. As I've said, that Saarmste is developmental. It is meant to develop people. You can go and present at Saarmste and say, I'm grappling with this. And I'll tell you, people will be so delighted to say, have you thought about this? I do have a paper on this. I do have a thesis about this. One professor once said, you cannot write a thesis without having read a thesis. Nor can you write a paper without having read a paper. And the papers you are reading in your assignments, in your thesis, those papers are meant to support us. Saarmste has got a number of strategies that is using to make sure it reaches out to the people. Politicians will talk of grassroots. They have what is called chapters. We do have a chapter here in Namibia. In fact, I have to announce that it was one of the best chapters in Saarmste. But somehow, things stopped working perfectly. But the past 2 years, we've managed to resuscitate the Saarmste chapter. And last year, for example, we had 2 colloquiums whereby scholars presented their work, shared their work, and so that you can get feedback. And we had plenary speakers from our own country. For example, Dr. Sirka was a plenary speaker. Miss Eva Ashila was also a plenary speaker last year. And this year we had Dr. Aleta Hotema from NAST, who was a plenary speaker. And I said, how? What a great, academics. I said so because the T in Saarmste was inserted in 200, the difficult year when we were all fearing what's going to happen, 2000. And the T was inserted. But I must say, we've been really, really struggling in terms of promoting technology, research around technology education. I do want to say that I'm a professor of science education, but I'm very much passionate about indigenous knowledge systems and science, because I've come to understand that our people who might have not get formal education, actually they are so knowledgeable. They are the custodians of the cultural heritage. we appeal to our universities and professors, do tap into that cultural heritage. They might not have got education, but they have knowledge and wisdom. Saarmste has got a journal. It's called a Jamste, where you can, it's an accredited journal. If you publish your paper in this journal, your university, will be able to get some, form of accreditation. And so, but you will not be on your own when you work on that paper. You will be supported. So the support is there. It needs us. And this conference is quite opportune. It's opportune in the sense that it brings us together. I've been speaking to colleagues. In fact, even at the Saarmste conference in Bloemfontein, people were saying all the ways are leading to Namibia, a beautiful country. So we appeal to all of you to embrace this conference. And we thank those institutions, and in particular, IUM. I've been with Saarmste for years, but I've never ever seen such passion, such commitment from leadership. The reason why things fall apart, even in other aspects in life, in most cases, is because the leadership is not passionate and committed. And I've learned some lessons that we can come forward, we can sort things well. In those few words, Prof. Namwadi said something I never thought about, that Saarmste seems as if it has been derived from Afrikaans. Sam, stem, and those were put together. I'm going to do research. So there's something to research. With those few words, we're really humbled and honored to be part of this occasion. As I said, I come from a very poor family. When I said to my mother, I'm going to university, she said to me, where do you get the brains? I said, I got the genes from you. And I'm sure where she is sleeping in her grave, she is so proud to see her son talking in Namibia. And I like the song which says, Dinje nje nje ngumama, dinje nje nje ngumama, dinje nje nje ngumama, dinje nje nje ngumama. What am I? Because of my mother. We are proud, we should be proud Africans. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Ken. By the way, Prof. Ken, as he somehow indicated, is head of Science Education Department at the Rhodes University. And he is also the past Saarmste president. He is accompanied all the way from South Africa by a doctor. And I would like him to stand so that everybody can see him. Dr. Clement Simuya, who is also a member of Saarmste Eastern Cape chapter and ICT education lecturer from the Rhodes University. Hand of applause for Doctor. Now, as we indicated, this is a press conference. It's for the media. You heard what Prof said. We are going to give you an opportunity to ask questions. But before doing that, I would like to take the honor to invite the IUM founder, the chair of the Governing Council of IUM, Honorable Prof. Richard David Namwanti, to say a few words. Prof, please.
Yeah, no, sometimes you are being very much unfair to me, because I have just come to sit and listen to my brother, what he has to say. But thank you very much, Comrade Munyama, for inviting me. Maybe just to welcome our brothers and sisters from Africa du Sul, from South Africa, for coming. Those are our brothers and sisters from other institutions in the country, and the media, particularly those from progressive media houses. You see, MK, as I said, and I keep on saying it, unity is strength, and synergy is power. When we work together as Africans, we'll also be respected by other nations of the world. And if we are not united, nobody respects us. As I said this morning, science is power. And divide between poor nations and rich nations, there's only one common denominator, and that's science and technology. If we don't train our students, give them the right ingredients when it comes to science, we are doomed. So we will not be able to innovate or invent if we don't respect science. I am happy that Africans are working together. And that has been the dream of our forefathers. Kuruma said the independence of Ghana is meaningless without the independence of other African nations. And this has been the preach, the gospel from all our liberators. It's just unfortunate at times we don't take care of our heritage, including our independence that we fought for. We fought so hard. We freed ourselves. Then we slowly by slowly, we are backsliding into corruption, hatred, jealousy, all those things that are bring us back. And I think we have to discard some of this baggage if we are to meet or to reach our promised land. A very rich continent, potentially, with everything God has given us. Ironically, it's a continent with poor people. Why? Let science and technology liberate us. I'm very grateful. Next year, January, the minds are going to sit here in Namibia, in this fine university, to think and to plan the future of our continent, so that we can be counted like all other nations of the world. Thank you very much for inviting me to speak to my colleagues, and to the media, I will remain forever grateful for this opportunity that Munyam. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Honorable Prof. Namwanti, for those moving words and assurance of the readiness of IUM to host this conference. Looking at my watch, we have 25 minutes to go. But you see, IUM has a leader here. I'm not talking of the founder. I'm talking of that one who steer the ship of IUM and who is also our acting vice chancellor. I think it would be fair for me to give him a floor, since the conference is going to take place in his house, to say a few words. Dr. Aquilinius Nashilunda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munyama, for this opportunity you've given me to speak on this occasion. I would like to recognize in our midst the presence of the founder and the chair of the IUM Governing Council, Prof. Namwandi. I would like to also welcome and acknowledge the presence of Prof. Kenneth and the whole delegation, as well as the LOC. Now, I'm not going to be long here. As it was mentioned, this is not an IUM event, although it's a Saarmste event. As a university, we are very proud and ready to be hosting this event. When I was approached earlier this year to be part of the LOC, I so much wished to be part of that LOC. Knowing that I myself come from math and science, my first degree is in math and science, and the only reason I couldn't be part of the LOC was because of the time schedule. But I have delegated people, capable people from IUM to say, we want to be part of the LOC. We want to be hosting this. And I think this event is a culmination of that hard work. And for that, I would like to also acknowledge from the bottom of my heart the work done by LOC chairperson in the name of Ms. Martha Nyamakuti. In the capacity, she would brief me. She would come to Coastal Campus. Sometimes there's no SNT, and I'll say, just come. We'll sort you out when you get here. And a few days later, she would again call and say, I would need to come to Windhoek, and would actually grant that opportunity. Thank you, Martha, for the briefings. I'm very much aware what is going on because of your constant briefings. I would like to thank the colleagues from the local universities, colleagues from UNAM, colleagues from NAST, for working together. As this is for the nation. It's not just for IUM. It's for the nation. I would like to thank and urge our media who are very well represented here to spread this message of Saarmste. Come 2020, we are looking to host a big delegation of great minds in math, science, technology, education, and potentially from environment as well. As IUM, we are ready to host this event. Count on the support of the leadership. If there's any pertinent issue in the organization, the LOC is very much welcome to contact my office so that we can see how we can assist in making sure that Saarmste Conference 2024 become a big resounding success. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Now, as we go into the second session for questions, I would like to thank Honorable Prof. Namwanti. In fact, we captured him to be present because he had to postpone another meeting. We apologize for that, Prof. And we release you officially and thank you. Colleagues, we are now going into questions. Kindly, my colleagues from the media, as you ask your question, introduce yourself and your media house. But maybe before that, I want to, you see, the organization of this conference are divided into two. You have the local, LOC, and then you have the TOC. TOC is the technical. But for now, I would want to request the members of the LOC who are present here to kindly just rise to be seen. This is from IUM, NAST, and UNAM, as well as all the chairperson of the TOC, Dr. Unjobala, just to rise. And so those are the people who are really putting together everything in place for the success of this conference to come. Thank you, colleagues. Now, I would like to open the floor for questions, if any. I am told that we're expecting about 400 to 400 and 450 delegates next year from across the globe. That is the number that we're expecting. So you can see the magnitude of the conference. Well, questions? 1, 2, 3, nothing. Well, yes, colleague, introduce yourself. Let me give that to the chairperson. You can just stand there. Don't need to come here. I think they will hear you. The dates and other partners. Thank you very much, Martha. Any other questions, colleagues? Well, if not, oh, okay.
My question is, Professor mentioned that person was never written
who was never read cannot write a paper. And in the same fashion, one who is not read the thesis cannot write. I would like to find out with the upstate journal, like, is it just for now, like people who can give in their papers? Is it just those students from the universities that are in collaboration with IUM? So is it just students from NAS, IUM, and UNAM who can hand in paper?
Maybe also to add whether it is only students or any other person. Okay. Prof?
For your question. Basically, this is an international conference that is being established in Southern Africa, so that we are supposed to be proud of ourselves. You'll see when we attend that conference, people will come from all over the world. But the reason why we are here, we don't want not to be there. And the conference is dominated by people coming from all over the world. Anyone can participate. And what I like most, Mr. Manyama, is where the supervisor even co-presents with his or her student. So that you can gain the confidence, you can, get to understand. And as long as your paper is in those skills, then okay. One of the former editors of Saarmste, this is called Saarmste, used to give advice and say, it's better to submit a short paper, and that paper, short paper, when it's accepted, get feedback, then you go away, work on that short paper, and turn it into a journal article. Now, when you attended Saarmste and presented the Saarmste conference, it doesn't mean you have to present it in this journal only. You can take the feedback, present in any other journal in the field that is out there. For example, the International Journal of Science, education. So it is, as I said, it is about supporting us, to not be afraid to present and even part. So thank you very much. I hope I've answered.
Thank you very much, Prof. I'll come to you, Doctor. Yes, colleague?
I'm Otto Bapin from the Namibian newspaper. And I just have one question, and it's on how can this conference facilitate the networking opportunities between Namibia and other Southern African countries? And what are the potential outcomes that a commission should expect in terms of regional cooperation?
Thank you. I'll give that to Martha.
I think this question is speaking to the theme for the conference that I have alluded to. As we are planning this conference, we have a theme in place to say, let's rethink relevant research in mathematics, science, and technology for the fourth industrial revolution, with keeping in mind that the fourth industrial revolution is transforming the world at an unprecedented and rapid pace. So through this, we are actually with increasing digital. So I think that it's crucial for us to rethink then how do we conduct the research in math, science, and technology? Well, not just in Africa, but we are saying how do we network them? How do we ensure that there's ethical, there's a relevancy? How do we make sure that we live in the meaningful era as we anticipate, and we're also already living in the fourth industrial revolution? Let's speak to now the rationale behind this thing. We also need to consider that we need to integrate emerging technologies in our research. We use the research to address the complex challenges with which is facing our society. So basically, we are saying by rethinking then relevant research, we can position ourselves better in the future generation for the changing demand in the fourth industrial revolution. But more so, we are also basically saying this research must be ethically responsible, where we are not only going to look about the issue of transforming, but we are saying then how do we make sure that this research obliging or leaning to the issue of sustainability, being environmental friendly, like Prof have alluded to. So basically, this collaboration in this Saarmste conference, whether it's in Africa or beyond, we are actually saying let's focus on developing solutions that address the complexity of what we are facing, be it in climate change, and use the emerging technology to create sustainable future for ourselves and the future generation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is it a follow-up? Or maybe before I come there, Dr. Clement, you want to add something on that, or is fine? Not now. Yes, my colleague. Doctor.
Ms. Martha, you put it very well. I know the order is supposed to be about introduction, so Dr. Nishila from UNAM. At the very beginning, the fact that we have something of this nature taking place in Namibia creates a platform where educators can actually learn together and also sort of share what their common challenges are in terms of science education, mathematics education, technology education, and what are some of the approaches that are working. So a conference of this capacity not only increases possibility for networking, it allows us to establish relationships that are going to go beyond the year 2024. It's an opportunity for collaborative research because now we get to meet one another. I will know, for example, who is from NASTUS in the area of science education, who is from IUM, and as a team, we can then move the field forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nashila. Yes, colleague.
One of the things I wanted to ask, the technology is part of it, and Namibia, also Africa in itself, tries to go with that technology. When we look at Africa, when we look at Africa, specifically Namibia, we had a story yesterday where a traditional authority came to the field and spoke about how the fast-growing technology in terms of application. Okay, so let me just put it this way: technology, because we want to digitalize a lot of things, we go that way, fast digitalize a lot of things where we forget about the risk amount of people that need to do already. Here's my question: how do we build and bring the fast-growing technology and digitalizing and following with the industrial revolution, but the people which are being able to have that, have those resources to follow with the digital, which are the rural areas, speak about human and technology, first of all, and secondly, the most important, human and the network, the basic network, the NTC network, the PMO network, access to technology.
Thank you. I'll give that to Prof. Mchombo.
Thank you for that beautiful question. I think that we have a challenge. The challenge is that at the moment, it's only about 20% of the people in rural areas who have access to the internet, good internet. Other than some little messages here and there, but serious internet where they can do some serious work. And how do we build a link with that? Is to look at our policies and broaden the approach. For example, use alternative technology. It's not only fiber optic cables, but also go to things like satellite communication. And I think we already have companies in Namibia which are exploring actively how to go direct to people in rural areas via the use of satellite technology because fiber optic cables are not there before. But I want to say a word about the fourth industrial revolution. This certainly is that there are a lot of criticisms about the fourth industrial revolution. And one of the criticisms is that it was very technology centric. And already there is now talk of the fifth industrial revolution, which is bringing the human being to the center of technology rather than the other way around. You cannot have technology without human beings. And the fifth industrial revolution now is looking how to restore the position of human beings as the drivers of technology rather than take technology as the driver of human beings. So the wheel is turning all the time. Technology does not stop, innovation does not stop. It is, someone said, like the waves of the ocean crashing against the seashore.
This moment when it's come before you open your eyes, another wave will come. And our biggest job is to keep up with these waves and be sure that we live through some of the stages of development. The development should not always be linear. It should also have the possibility of skipping some of the stages, but to move ahead at a much more rapid pace. Thank you, and thank you for this impromptu.
Thank you. You see, thank you very much. I saw a hand somewhere there. Was it answered? Otherwise, I saw Dr. Akulinius. You had a question or?
I'm asking a question on behalf for the benefit of the media. It goes without saying that conferences, they are very late. This involves registration of delegates. You mentioned that we're expecting over 400 delegates. So my question is to the LOC: are the registration dates known, and whether if they are known, when? And when is the registration? Okay. Secondly, is there a fee involved in registration? And if yes, how much is that fee? And thirdly, where can I register? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will give that to Prof. Ken.
For, that technical question. And the LOC is hoping to have, by the way, we have a political on Thursday. So if the media wants to get that, feel free to do so. So we'll be having a meeting where we talk about those issues. At the moment, the first announcement is out, as I said, and the date of the conference. And of course, the registration obviously is going to be online. You can register wherever you are. But the registration fee, which is usually very much affordable, as I said, that state does not want to make money at all. It is about development. So the fee will be. So very soon, after our meeting, we pass the message, you will get information. So at the moment, please do familiarize yourself with the Saarmste website. But I'm concerned about the question, what if I'm in the village, and we need, again, that's where collaboration is so important to find ways of supporting our families which don't have these privileges that we have, and then all those details are going to be there very soon, we promise you. But I think the LOC wanted to see this happening, to get the energy from this, conference here. Indeed, we've got a lot of energy. Happy to announce that one of my PhD scholars, by the way, refer to those who are doing masters and PhDs as scholars, because you are indeed scholars. You're no longer students. So if you are here in this press conference, tell yourself that I'm a scholar.
Mm.
So I'm happy to announce that one of my PhD scholars is doing research precisely about what you've said. He's looking at how to make videos using Osubundu, which is, by the way, my favorite. If I can go away without having heard Osubundu, I'll be a happy man. So because the videos are out there, but the videos are not relevant to our context.
Mm.
It is trying to make videos so that this vision can be spread all over, so that people can see actually the indigenous practice of making Ushukundu by Umama at home. It's a kind of science there, So you've raised a very important thing. Of course, with all the technology, we cannot, really go back, but we have to take the past, the present, and the future in order to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. I think we are at the end of our press conference. And as per our African tradition, you see, we normally say thank you. Thank you for coming. But since I'm the chairperson, I won't do that. I'll rather call on the chairperson of the TOC to come and say thank you and also tell us what next after the thank you. Dr. Unjobala, please.
Mr. Munyama has it in all of us, okay? So the longer we're staying here, you can be ready for additional tasks. All right. So thank you so much. I think my task today is quite easy. To thank you all for coming and to share this message about the upcoming Saarmste conference, which is coming to Namibia. I'm a proud Namibian. I don't have a science and mathematics background, but looking at some of the how we really struggle as a nation with science and technology, especially for our young ones, I would want them to come, even if it's just from primary school or high school, just to come and listen and be motivated and encouraged to go to join the science. I am so impressed. I think when I look at those that have the science and mathematics and background and passion, I really am so impressed, because I would want to just understand why they like numbers so much, because some of us are running away from those numbers. But I'm really intrigued by their passion for this particular field. So thank you all so much, especially for our media houses for coming out to share this message with the nation about this very prestigious Saarmste conference coming to Namibia. Without further ado, lunch is ready. I was informed that they are ready to serve us outside. Thank you so much.